Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Barel. Oh, EA, you screwed up big time, okay? So we're going to talk right now about EA and their bonehead decisions and their greed and what it cost them, okay? So a long time ago, I got a lot of dislikes for this, and I told you guys, I said, when they started coming out with loot boxes, I mean, they've done it in the games on phones, but on phones, they give you games for free, and then they charge you for these, pay to play, pay to advance, which is like pay to play type of stuff, and then you decide to get it or not. If you don't, some of these games, you cannot advance without buying, and I saw the evolution of that. So first they say, buy this and you get a sword that could kill someone with one hit. You know what I mean? And then you got it on these games for the phone. But you could still beat the game without it, right? Then the phone game started doing, no, if you want to advance, you're going to have to pay, because if not, you're going to get killed. No way around it. You're going to get killed unless you buy these things, these loot boxes. So EA took a number from that and said, you know what, we're not going to give you a free game. We're going to charge you $60 for a game. And I told you guys that what they're going to do, they're going to start off with these loot boxes. And all you guys, a lot of you guys wrote to me dislikes and you said, these loot boxes are cool. You get all these things. Guys, I told you that it's going to promote half-assed games. They're going to give you incomplete games. You're going to pay for it. Top dollar, and then in order to get a complete game, you're going to have to pay more and more money. I'm going to give you examples. For example, Street Fighter. For example, Killer Instinct. All of these games, what happens is when you buy them, you don't get these characters, and then when you have Season 1 pass, you get all these different characters within the year, and then you have to get Season 2 pass, and 3... you get an incomplete game. Now, if you look at Marvel vs. Capcom 4, the worst game in history of the Marvel franchise, I just cannot believe it because it looks so good, and it lacks every character that everybody likes to play, most of the characters. No Wolverine, no nothing. And then in updates, they'll release it, and you have to pay for it. So in other words, you're getting an incomplete game, like I said it was going to be, and you saw I was accurate. And in order to get the rest of the characters, you're going to have to pay a crap ton of money. So 2K Games did the same exact thing. 2K Sports did exactly the same thing, and they have failed miserably, especially on Nintendo Switch. When they came out with the NBA game, Live 2K whatever, 2K18. Thank God I didn't buy that. Total garbage, out of sync, everything. It was just a horrible port altogether. But everything in these games were half-assed. And then again, to get these certain things, you have to pay for it. So EA really took that and went with the greed, completely down with the greed. Now the government got involved. Now, I don't like government getting involved in businesses, but this is unfair business practice. You understand what they do is, when I canceled my pre-order for the, Battlefield 2 Star Wars edition. I canceled my pre-order because I didn't want to get the game because I was beta testing it and I wasn't really, I had a bad feeling about it. So what happened is, and I told you guys that I was doing it and I was beta testing it and everything was great. And I wrote to them and I said, guys, please tell me this is not how the game's going to be, where you have to pay to advance with these loot boxes and all of these things. And they said, no, don't worry about it. And they told everybody it's going to be way better. You just wait till the game comes out. And the game came out and it was far worse. Okay? In fact, their sales and Black Friday and Cyber Monday was an epic fail. I mean, it was literally every game around in the mall, in the GameStops, most of the games were sold out. The new games I'm talking about, for Christmas and all that stuff. That game was left on the shelves. You could literally go and pick it out. Even though they said you get the pre-order, all these hidden characters and whatever, you could actually go and pick up a pre-ordered copy and not pay the same price like in eBay and whatever, because they're practically giving them away at a $60 price point in some places on eBay. Now the thing is, because it's not selling, and the proof of that, and I know, you have some of these guys that don't care. They're like, oh, another $100 here, take it. Well, the majority of people don't like that. I don't like that. Even if I had money, even if I was rich, I would not like to spend money on a half-assed game, promote these developers to release half-assed games, and then have to pay to complete the game. That's unfair and business practices. They lied, and they did that, and whether you like it or not, those that like these loot boxes and that pay-to-advance garbage, You should understand that the majority don't. That's why their stock dropped 3.1 million, a billion, sorry, not million, $3.1 billion. I cannot believe that. 3.1 billion. That's an epic fail. The guy who made up that marketing strategy should be fired immediately, as I said before, time and time again to EA. And EA was telling Nintendo Switch, you know, give it another year and we're going to see how you're doing and then we're going to release games for you. It's not... EA didn't do it because of being safe. What they did is because they are a greedy platform and they know that that is not a platform. Nintendo is not a platform for them to make money. Nintendo now is extremely picky who they're picking because they want to make sure that the end user, us, are having a good time. So we keep, you know, buying the games. When they release half-assed games like that, they don't want that on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm sure Nintendo is not going to want to have EA games being done, you know, made for them. And the fact that they said they got to wait a year, my advice to Nintendo, guys, epic failure. Now, about Star Wars and about, you know, Disney. Disney's signed a 10-year agreement, you know, Star Wars signed like 10-year agreement with EA. So EA didn't do much with that 10 years, whatever, with that agreement, that many games. But the games that they released were really half-assed and they were terrible. This one, it looks good and it's terrible because of the business mechanics. And because of this negative publicity, don't forget, Disney has a clause, like every other contracts have, where they can leave at any time if it makes them look bad. Okay, if it makes them look bad, if it makes their franchise look bad. Right now, they're about to release The Last Jedi. Okay, we're in December right now. All right, so what are they doing? EA screwed up, and now, because they're giving them negative publicity, where Disney, even the head of Disney, of the department of Star Wars, even got so ticked off that the president of Disney, I believe, wrote to them letters about it and all this stuff. So there's something definitely brewing that most likely is going to put EA out of commission with Disney. So I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I wish they could give it to Bethesda. May God bless Bethesda. Bethesda releases amazing games. None of this loot crap. And, you know, like to EA, if they wanted to do loot boxes, they should have done where you can still operate the game and play it and have fun without the need for it. But the loot boxes will just get you there quicker. That would have been cool. But they didn't do that. They went with the hardcore greed and made it impossible for any player to enjoy, especially on the online and multiplayer. So nobody really enjoys the experience when everybody that has the money is spending hundreds of dollars on add-ons and all this crap that can kill you in seconds. You know, all of these things make it unenjoyable for the majority of the people. And I think that's their problem. This is the thing with today's businesses, and I've noticed that. They only hire the biggest brainless idiots to become on the top. Because those brainless idiots, the only thing they know how to do is suck up. And when they suck up to the managers, they become managers, and the manager advances. And then you have nothing but garbage. Instead of promoting your hard workers, not the sucking idiots, the people that suck, yeah, suck up to you, you're promoting the garbage. And this is why we're getting half-assed games. This is why we're getting no innovation. This is why we're getting nothing that's going out and about. It's because of stupid, lame... I just can't... I can't even put it into words. The stupidity. The majority of people that are playing games are not folks that don't care about money and spend it. The majority, believe it or not, are anywhere from, you know, are people middle class to poor even. That, you know... That's the ratio that are playing games right now. The rich are you know, may God bless them. I don't care. May God bless all of us. But the thing is, they are, you know, they're not the majority of your gamers. Your gamers are, you know, people like me who don't have a dime to put together. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You have to always cater to the majority. And since you know, and if you want to cater to them too, great. But make it in a fair way. Like I said, have it that you can still advance in the game, but they'll advance quicker or whatever. But don't make it to the point that it becomes unenjoyable where one guy goes mountains and slaughters you because he's willing to pay another $100 in loot boxes. It's just stupid. And don't make incomplete games that you have to complete it. You're paying another $100. It doesn't make sense. Bethesda, what I love about it is they come out with figurines. They come out with add-on games. So it's not like a game to a thing to complete your game. Your game, you could buy the basic edition and you're going to get the same exact game. But if you buy the collector's edition, you get, like, from Doom, I got the Reverend figure, and I got some other extra bonuses out of it. The game is still complete whether I bought it or not, but this includes a little bit of a bonus package with the figurine. With Wolfenstein, the New Order, you got the Panzerhound figure, and you got a game, a different game, not an add-on to the game, but a different game that was like before the New Order. And now you have the same thing with the other one that I just reviewed, which is the new Colossus, which is amazing, an incredible game. Okay, and you got the same thing. You got a doll with the collector's edition, and on top of that, you got a different game that's before the game. You understand? So that is the beauty in Bethesda. They don't take advantage of they know their clientele, and they don't take advantage of their clientele. They release a game, they focus on it. Even they didn't release a multiplayer, which kind of pissed me off with that, but they had a good reason. They said they wanted to focus more on the single player, and damn it, did they do such a good job that I even gave it the most raving reviews, saying that they should make this into a movie. Okay, so Bethesda did a great job. Now I really hope that Disney would give them the rights to start doing Star Wars games. The unfortunate part is I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is, after what happened with that 3.1 loss, and all of the governments in Sweden, Australia, UK, America, everywhere are complaining about it and about what's going on. Everybody, the entire gaming community, is pissed off with EA. I think because of that, the negative publicity Star Wars is going to get because of this, not only are they going to pull out, they're not going to want to take any more risks. And because they're not going to want to take any more risks, they're not going to be releasing games. Not going to want to have another Star Wars games probably for a long, long time, or probably ever. So that's the part that worries me a lot. I really think Bethesda would take it and run with it. They would make such a good success. But EA is an epic fail. And guys, I urge you not to buy any EA games, and I love that all of us stuck together on this and made them lose that much in stock to teach them that unfair business practices will not be able to exist anymore. Okay, and that's what we got to do. I hope we can do that for everything in commerce and everything in that. I don't like when government becomes big. I don't like big government. But at this point, they had to step in because this was unfair business practices. End of story. The thing is, their stocks lost a ton of money, and that's where it hurts. They don't care about lawsuits and any of that. They don't care about the government, bitching to them and all of that stuff, because they'll always have loopholes and whatever. What hurts them the most is the money, the loss. And that's what the gaming community. So don't let it fool you. It wasn't the government that did it. It was you guys. You guys stuck together. We all did it. We went ahead. I canceled my pre-order. I wrote letters. I did nothing but bashing them to make sure that nobody buys their crappy games anymore. And that nobody buys any games from any stupid company that employs that kind of unfair business practices. We need to stick together in this, because otherwise, before you know it, this kind of thing, and like I said before, and it happened, it's gonna happen everywhere. All these game companies are gonna want to milk us for everything it's worth. They're not gonna want to release a game for $60 anymore. They're gonna release a game for $100. Give you a season pass. And they're gonna tell you that if you don't, you're not gonna have a completed game, or you can't. You're going to find out that you're going to have an incredible hard time to advance. Now, EA actually disabled their loot boxes for a limited time now, till I guess everything gets situated. Just horrible, really stupid decision, and it hurt them in the pocket. And I'm really glad, and I hope that other companies who plan on doing this or have it in their timeline to do this are learning from this loss. We're not talking 3.1 million, we're talking 3.1 billion dollars in losses. Everybody, all the stock, the shareholders are pissed off at EA at this point, and believe me, they will. I'm willing to bet they will not make the same mistake again. They might still be on the greed pattern, and they will do it a little bit on the fair angle, or they're going to continue on their stupidity and not get anybody to buy games from them and watch their stock plummet till eventually they're going to go bankrupt. That's my thing on that. But am I going to buy that Star Wars game? Absolutely not. I'm going to wait till it's on G2A, you know, when it's on that site, when it's like $10, and then I'll get it just to play with it for the sake of Star Wars, because I love Star Wars and I love the way the game looks. That's the thing. They're so stupid. They did such a good game. It looks incredible that they could have had everyone just buy it and enjoy it and make a ton of money off it. But instead, they had to go with that stupid loot box strategy. Business module, and now because of that they're going to suffer great, and this game is going to go down as the crappiest game in history, and that is the worst thing in the world. And really, I was really looking forward to playing with all the characters. I loved the polish. I did the beta test, and I hated it because of the crap that they were employing in there. And I wrote to them and I said, please do not do this, and they said, don't worry about it, man. They didn't just tell me, they told every beta tester this. Don't worry about it, man. When the final release is going to come out, it's going to be totally different. Yes, it is different. It became a hell of a lot worse. That's all I got to say about that. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. This is a little rant right here, but I want people to know that you guys are the ones that did it. Don't let anyone fool you. We stuck together. We went out there. We didn't support this crap. It's right now being on the shelves of every store collecting dust where it should be, just like EA soon will if they don't change their thing. And this is my message to EA. You guys have a bunch of loyal customers and fanboys, okay? This is the thing. When you screw a fanboy, fanboys could forgive, but eventually they'll jump to something else and be a fanboy of something else. And you saw that happening a lot in even places like, you know, iPhone people. A lot of them went to, you know, the Note series. A lot of people that I know end up jumping the Note, and they were skeptical, and then they loved the Note, and they stayed stuck to it. When you're a fanboy of anything, this is why I encourage people not to be fanboys. Be a fanboy of innovation, because when you're a fanboy of anything, just like people, whether they're fanboys of Apple or even the Note, both of them will suck if they have fanboys, because they will forgive all their shortcomings and they will not evolve. If you care about these companies, if you're truly fan of Apple or Samsung or whatever you want, or the video game EA or whatever, the best thing to do is not to promote this kind of behavior, to put them on the right track by not supporting them and showing them that you do not like their ideas, and not support it. Go with something else and you'll be surprised. You might like it even better. And then what happens is they'll start to evolve and they'll change things. As Steve Jobs always did. He made changes. He did great strides. But unfortunately, now it's all repetitive. And that's why I jumped, because I'm a fanboy of innovation. Okay, and that's what we need to be with these companies too. And EA, when you lose a fanboy, you're going to have a hard time getting the fans back. Really. You're going to have a hard time anybody. Now, I know stock investors, they will not invest in you even after you improve this, because they're not going to believe that you have it in you. You understand? Just like the Nintendo when they were Wii U. What happened with the Wii U, if you guys remember? A lot of the third parties pulled out because they didn't see it as marketable. Okay, now everybody is being careful with the Nintendo Switch, even though they're booming and they're awesome in their business practice. I love Nintendo for this. Even with the 3DS, the most successful hand unit, you know, portable unit out there. And people are investing slowly. They're trusting in this system. Sony, after this, after Vita, if they came out with another portable system, believe me, it's going to flop. Trust me on that. Nintendo has that reputation where they will go out with a bang regardless. I mean, they're still releasing games for the 3DS. Okay, so that's just incredible. The Game Boy, the original, lasted like a ton of years. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, the 3DS. All of these things last so long. They have a very long lifespan. So I trust Nintendo. But the thing is, with EA, with a 3.1 billion loss, it's going to be extremely hard for you to gain your investors back. It's going to be extremely hard to gain your shareholders back. It's going to be very, very hard to pull that off. Even if you guys improve and become saints afterwards, people are not going to believe you easy. So it's time to make the changes now. That's my advice to you. And to make some kind of video explaining yourself and your stupidity and just coming clean and humble yourself before the public, I think that's going to be good PR for you guys. And people will start to trust you again. But if not, I'm sorry, guys, but most likely everybody now associates EA with loot boxes. No one's going to give a damn anymore. And it's a pity because you guys are a great developer. I really was a big fan of yours. I'm not going to say fanboy, but I'm a big fan of EA since EA Sports, since all of these things, and the times I played EA games since Super Nintendo or whatever. EA was amazing, and now it's becoming into crap because of their unfair business practices. So that's my thing to EA. Humble yourselves before the public. Make a video. Admit that you were stupid as hell for doing what you did. And I would even give, like, incentives, like mark down those games that you have now, like Battlefield 2, and tell people, what's it, Shadow of War, which was another epic fail. I mean, I love that game. I love, the first one, and this one, I love it too. I mean, with loot boxes or not, but this game, epic fail, and, really... I really hate the loot boxes in Shadow of War, and I wish I could have canceled that too, but I had it. But that's all I got to tell you guys. EA, grow the hell up. Realize you made a mistake, own up to it, and move on. To the rest of you guys, keep on the good fight. Keep on fighting the good fight. You guys did a great job. Like, subscribe, dislike. Let me know how you feel down below. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.